Good afternoon, peoples of the internet. I am back after a long hiatus of summer vacation and been too busy outside to do stuff at home, like make videos and things. But I have been busy. And one of those things, of course, has been involved in cooking. And I did buy a new steam oven, which is fantastic. I'll show you in a bit. But a couple days ago, I made a calzone and then posted it to my groups and friends and things. And someone remarked, well, a calzone is basically just a messed up pizza. To which, he does have a point. So I thought that I would just go ahead and make a pizza on screen for you to see. We'll see how this goes. I've got my ingredients all set. Now, my dough has been proofing for 25 minutes or so. If you got good yeast, it's basically tripled in size since I made it, maybe doubled. But to make pizza dough is a very simple thing. It takes, I use 200 grams of flour, then I add yeast, salt, sugar, and just add water until it seems right. And by seems right, I mean it should be a doughy, regular, not sticky, not powdery thing. So on my cutting board here, I'm going to take some semolina. If you don't have that, use flour, it's fine. But I like this because of the coarse texture, but it makes the dough easier to deal with. It is going to be sticky. So bring that out. Now you save yourself some trouble by oiling the bowl first before you let the dough rise. And so you got this nice little fluffy thing, and you want these air bubbles. These are wonderful. So my dough is actually pretty perfect, actually. I gotta say, it's a little big, but my oven is pretty big too. So you don't want your dough to stick. That's the thing. Let's get that semolina. Now, the other part of making good pizza dough, the remark was, well, to make the dough, to make the crust right, you gotta do that toss and throw thing, which is, quote, mad hard. We're going to find out. Believe it or not, long ago, one of my first jobs in college, long story, I did work for a pizza place. And I learned kind of how to do this. You're supposed to kind of cross your fingers like this, and you make your outer crust. If you can see what I'm doing, anyway, I'll show you. I'm stretching and pushing out an outer crust. Kind of like that. Then you get it in your hand like this, and you just kind of toss it around. Now you don't want to toss it too much, because you will, see, you'll make a hole. If you make a hole, you got to put it down. And you're right, to get that crispiness, you need to kind of be able to see through it in the right parts. Now, I'm going to do the old-fashioned method here of you stretch by draping it off the side of the cutting board and kind of letting gravity do the work. So I'm going to stretch it out. Again, you can see through that. Now, you're making a good what would you call it? 14, 16-inch crust. But you gotta kind of patch up your holes and try to even it out if you can. And again, there are air bubbles all over this. Those are the things you really want. A good-looking pizza is not this uniform thing. It should have these bubbles coming up out of it. It should have burned spots if you can get your oven hot enough, which is something I've never been able to do until I bought this new oven. Called the Anova Precision Oven, and it's magic. Plus, I bought a pizza stone for the first time, and it's been heating up in the oven as hot as it'll go for the last hour, because I want it good and hot. And your pizza doesn't have to be round. No, it doesn't. In fact, I like this lack of uniformity. Alright, I'll bring it over and show you what I got. So, as you can see, you got these transparent areas here. You got slight raised ridges, and you've got all these little air bubbles in here that are going to puff up in the oven. This is exactly what you want. I'm going to angle this so you can look at that. This weird tripod I've got. Anyway, hang on, forgot something. All right, so get yourself a brush like that. Take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, doesn't matter what kind or what brand. A little, not much. A few. Well, just a little much. It's okay. Take your brush and just brush the whole thing. This is going to crisp up the outer crust a little bit more and help the toppings all work together. Now, let's talk toppings. Everyone has their preference. I'm not going to judge yours. To me, the best ever topping on a pizza is anchovy, but that took years of learning. But what I have here is just very, very simple stuff. First, I'm going to take some sauce. This is a simple marinara, but heavy on basil from the garden downstairs. But you can buy stuff in a jar for this. Not a big deal. Take the same brush and just brush some on there. Do not make the mistake of adding too much sauce. Too much sauce will destroy your pizza. This is, to me, almost a little too much. Just brush it in there. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, good. I'm not being crazy fancy today. Just trying to... Basic pizza making 101. I'm going to do this 15 times before I get it close to right. I'm not going to pretend this is a good pizza. Or it's a great pizza. I will say it's a good pizza. I won't say it's great. I've got some mushrooms. Now you can use white mushrooms. I like these, brown things. I forgot what they're called. I used to know names of mushrooms, crenini and stuff like that. I couldn't tell you what these are. They're just mushrooms I got at the local Chinese market. But get them all on there. Don't waste. All right. Now, oh wait, before that, here's some garlic, and I like garlic like this. Not crazy minced. I want to know garlic is there. Throw that on. I'll tell you the biggest challenge that I'm going to have with this pizza, based upon its size, is transferring it from the cutting board to the oven. I committed another crime by not having a towel to clean my hands. Next, I am not a fan of the traditional mozzarella. At least not that shredded crap in a bag. Get a block of really tangy mozzarella if you have to have that, or any cheese you want. You can use cheddar, it doesn't matter. You're looking for tartness and flavor, but here I've got some particularly tangy mozzarella. I'm just going to throw that around the pizza. Only about half of it. There's a reason for that. Salami, pepperoni, whatever meat. I like it to be half exposed on top and half under. And just take it there, one in the middle. And the rest of that cheese sprinkled around. And if you're lucky, you'll get some little burnt ends and crusty bits. And then this is grated pecorino cheese. Thank you, Pizzeria Italia down the hill, for teaching me the wonders of this on a pizza. Fantastic cheese. It's a sheep cheese. It's very, very tangy. Almost like a Parmesan Reggiano, but better. Then, from my calzone, I've got the leftovers, maybe I'll use them. Put some little blobs of ricotta on here. One there. One there. And I'm going to take this into the kitchen, sprinkle some oregano, a little Italian seasoning on top, and we'll get it into the oven. However that's going to work, we'll see. Anyway, back in the flash. Alright, Colossal Idiot is back with the pizza in the oven now. And I'll take a couple of minutes to talk about that. One, Colossal Idiot, because transferring the pizza from the cutting board to the hot pizza stone proved basically impossible. So I put it on top of an upside down pan on top of the pizza stone. It won't work as well, but you know, I just learned, I got on Amazon a minute ago, I ordered a pizza peel, which is an easy thing to, you know, that big pizza shovel you see, the huge spatula on a stick, I got one of those. Anyway, talk about my oven for a second while we're at it. This is the Anova Precision Oven, and it does lots of internet-connected things. It has tons of recipes and things online, but it does sous vide, it does hot, it seals things in there. It has steam settings, so when I'm doing baguette, stuff like that, or for whatever, it can change the steam level that goes in. That makes it sous vide. That doesn't. Just a very, very, very cool oven with this giant 5-liter water tank on the side. I'm absolutely loving having this thing. Anyway, note to self, if you plan to make pizza, buy a peel or a huge spatula thingy. And we're going to let that go for, 10 more minutes or so. We are back. The pizza is out of the oven. This is a personal preference thing, but I do like to have these little black and burn bits and things here. I like a crispier, crunchier crust, which requires a little bit more. It was with no small difficulty that I transferred this mid-cooking from the pan it was on to the pizza stone, and then from the stone, to which it stuck through a little bit because of too many toppings, back to this cutting board. There is a small hole, but otherwise I don't think that's going to affect how it tastes. I'm not serving this in a restaurant, after all. Anyway. Now, a couple of other highly recommended investments beyond a peel is a good pizza cutter. Now, you can use one of those round wheel things, and I've got one, but I just don't use it anymore. I use it for cutting dough and making lattice on cakes and stuff, or pies. I got one of these things. This is awesome. Yes, children in-house, so safety guard. Take this, and let me try to angle the camera here. And I'm going to be listening for that crunch. It'll tell me if I've got this right or not. Let's start this way. Well, yeah, it's there. I still think I'm too doughy. Too thin in the middle, too doughy on the outsides, but I don't care. Let's see, now I know this is going to be... I know this. Alright, here's the moment. Picking up a slice. Does it pass the test? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, it's too... See, I put too many toppings on the pizza. That's the problem. I actually need a fork for this. Because it's far too hot to eat as is. We learn. One thing, if you're making a very thin crust pizza, you're tossing it around, you're trying to make it right. Don't put too much stuff on it. Which I definitely did, because the dough and the toppings will just kind of come together in this delicious but not very attractive mess. Still. Oh man. Yeah. Let me get a little crust off. We'll try that part. It's just salty enough. Again, I'm not trying to adhere to a restaurant standard. I'm just trying to make good pizza at home. And this is a learning process. It's just like I view myself as learning anything, or learning how to be a teacher. I've been teaching for 14, 15 years now. You can always be better. And this, I'm sure, will go through many, many iterations, and it'll keep on getting better. If you stop trying to improve upon anything you do, you're doing it wrong. The garlic. I think the garlic is the winner here, plus the cheese. The mixture of cheese. But we could also talk economics of making a pizza versus buying them from outside. So, in the neighborhood, if you want to get a good pizza, you're talking in the neighborhood of, let's say, between 150 and 200 Hong Kong dollars. Now, Alexa, what's 200 Hong Kong dollars in US dollars?
200 Hong Kong dollars is about 25 US dollars and 73 cents.
Right. So, $25 pizza, $26 pizza. Which, by US standards, that's a lot. At least when I remember buying pizza there. This isn't a cheap place. So, a buddy of mine who opened a brewery in Guangzhou, he got tired of buying his drinks, so he started making them. Success. This is exactly what I'm doing here, except I just keep on believing I can do it better. I'm not there yet. Let me clarify. Of the dozen or so pizza places I've tried in this neighborhood over the past 12, 13 months of living here, this pizza is better, in my opinion, subjectively, than about 10 of them. I'm nowhere close to number one. That, to me, is the aforementioned Pizzeria Italia for one of my earlier videos. They're just so good, and I gotta figure out how. I'm striving for that or better. Same applies for anything I cook. I've been on a chicken wing journey for years, and I'm still not perfect on my chicken wings, but getting there. My Korean fried chicken, same thing. Not there yet, but it's a work in progress. It's like my hot sauces and salsas and pickles, which I love making, but again, I'm not quite there yet. It's good. Let me give you one last tip on pizza. When you want to, if you have leftover pizza, you are just committing a crime if you put it in a microwave. In fact, I don't have a microwave. I don't own one. This apartment came with a combination steam convection oven that also had a microwave function, and it broke, thus me being able to buy this new thing. But pizza in an oven is just going to completely ruin it, or any food, because it doesn't heat evenly. You want good reheated pizza, get yourself one of these. You need a cast iron skillet. Now, it doesn't have to be special. This is basically my prized possession, by the way. This belonged to my great-grandmother. My mother can't tell me which one, but I did some research on it and found like this particular logo and this brand was manufactured somewhere between 1890 and 1920 something. So these are I adore this. But you want good pizza reheated straight from the fridge. Put it in this cast iron skillet. Let it cook. You get a crisped up bottom, and you get the toppings get melty on top. You just have to do it right. Don't burn it. Don't do it too hard. I guess there you have it on that. Stock your kitchen with things. I have some other stuff coming up from some of my other kitchen toys and gadgets. I have a tortilla press, and I really want to use it. I've got a pasta roller. I want to use that too. We're back. I need to be making this content rather than doing some of the other things I do, which has been a lot this summer. It's been a very, very, very productive, good summer. We are painting. Phoebe and I are painting all the time. This is some of her work. Let's get some canvas and paints from Amazon and see what she can do. These are hers. One of those is mine. I'm just trying to do it to inspire her and do a little painting myself. What else has been going on? I've been reading incessantly, going back and reading older books. I've been walking, exploring Hong Kong more. You just can't believe, it's so hot outside, and I want to do all the hikes. A good friend of mine recently departed Hong Kong, but one of his great accomplishments was hiking all 300 kilometers of trails in Hong Kong. But who knew there were that many? And that's not counting little side trails and ways to get to the trails. There's a lot more than that. But there's 300 official kilometers. And my target is this year to hike them. But for summertime, it's hot. So I've been exploring all the obscene number of indoor shopping mall retail space, which there are so many. And I'll have videos coming up of just me quietly walking through them. That seems like a relaxing thing. There's an app you should download called World Drive, and it's basically choose any city from the app, and you want to drive through that city. Just watch it on the camera. It's very relaxing. So I thought, well, I might make some of those walking through Hong Kong. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to enjoy more of this very tasty, floppy pizza. Phoebe, if she ever catches me speaking with food in my mouth, she will call me out for it. She's on here right now, so. Well, anyway, that's all from me today. You shall have more of this coming soon. So take care. This one, I'll call a mild success, mild failure. It didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but the way I made it did. So we'll see. Until next time, peace.